Live from Groton, Connecticut, it's Socks and Stripes Forever. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paulie.
That was a good one, Paulie. I like the emphasis on forever.
There was no stuttering, and it was very fluid and flawless. Very, very nice job.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Socks and Stripes Forever. We are here on May 23rd.
May 23rd.
We're approaching rapidly the Memorial Day weekend, and the weather is indicative. So for once, I don't have anything to complain about. The heat's off.
Yeah.
The heat's off, the windows are open, and life is good, right?
Is your AC running?
I don't have AC. Actually, I do have one air conditioner, but I learned last summer that by properly placing a fan with a window fan pointing outward exhausts the bedroom perfectly fine, and it stays nice and cool up there. Even though without it, it gets to be about 90, 95 degrees in my bedroom because it's upstairs, like an attic type thing. So. You know.
Well, you're going to be married soon, and I'm thinking that it's not going to stay that
Well, that's
way.
the problem is I'm trying to cut corners because I got to save all my money. You know what I mean? I can't be investing in all these electrical and heating bills. It's just not cutting it.
Well,
for
you
me.
know, it's not like these were made in the 21st century. You know,
Is this Billy's last show as a single man?
it is.
Potentially.
We were going to get that to
Yeah.
later, but this is his last show as a single man.
Potentially,
Because we're not on for 3 weeks after this.
Unless we're flying Egypt Air or something like that. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, it might be too soon for that.
That's not really very
That
funny.
might be too
actually.
soon.
That's not very funny.
That
so,
means too
so in all reality, the plane can blow up on the way home, just not on the way there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Either way, you're dead.
I really think you should take another line of thought here, okay? Because you're really just.
All right, let's start the show over. All right. Anyways.
Okay, go ahead, Paulie.
Anyways. So.
Kelly and Lee, or Kelly and Michael.
Michael's gone.
Michael's gone.
Is that what we want to start with?
No, I just saying, you know, the wife taped a couple of those before, man, and it was tense stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, they got nothing on us.
No.
Right? Although
No.
you didn't just not show up one day either. Right? Isn't that what she did when he announced? Did he announce that he was leaving and she just didn't show up?
Yeah, the next day she just didn't show up.
Well, she just took a sick day.
Yeah, she took a
that's
sick
true.
day.
Yeah.
She took a sick day, then went to the Cayman Islands or something.
She's a loser. Anyways.
$25 million loser
Is that what she makes?
a year.
Jeez. See, we're on the wrong line of business.
We sure are.
You know, we should be doing this for a living
Yeah,
instead of actual work.
You mean you don't get paid?
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about some baseball.
Let's talk about
All right?
baseball.
Unless you want to just pontificate a little longer on
No,
meaningless
I don't
topics.
want to talk about the Pope.
All right. Did you bring your phone today?
Yes.
I was going to ask him that,
cool.
I forgot.
All right. Here we are in about 50 or so games in, right? So we're about a quarter pole, 25% through the season. Red Sox sitting at 26 and 17. The Yankees at 21 and 22, surging to 21
Surging.
and 22. By the way, from our last show to this show, well, I guess we're gonna start over. From our last show to this show, the Yankees. Maybe the guy that's directing the show should go do something about this. Thank you.
There you go. Frank's on it.
It's a first-class organization.
This is we're gonna submit
Bill,
this-
you know that thing you did back there?
Is that what
little thing?
happened?
Yeah, Bill touched something back there, and I think that's what
What were
happened.
you doing back there? You're not supposed to go back
I
there.
want to see what all the buttons do.
That's Paulie's domain.
I know, but I think the buttons are all cool. There's
But
like
you
1,000
can't touch the buttons, and then look what happens.
I know, that's awesome. All right, so anyways,
I hate this table.
This show is going to be submitted to America's Funniest Videos as
America's most useless videos.
yeah, as a tutorial. Actually, you know what they're going to do? They're going to send this video to Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
No, not
And
how.
they're going to show the kids. All right, this is how not to be on TV.
This is how you don't make money.
This is
You
exactly-
do it like this, you will not make money.
You might make it on YouTube,
Might.
but you're probably not going to make any
Might.
money doing it.
The only way we make it on YouTube, now we're doing good on YouTube, okay?
heard, yeah.
Is with this glass table, if one of us sits here with like their pants off or something. Now that might draw more views, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think if there was a way to detract the views, they'd probably have to work it that way. All right, so back on topic here, buddy. Let's go.
All right, back on topic. Surging Yankees.
The Red Sox, 26-17. First place Red Sox, by the way.
tied for
tied
first
for first with Baltimore. Who, by the way, Baltimore, wasn't Baltimore supposed to be in the basement this year, like all year long?
I still think they're going there.
Yeah, well, they're hitting the crap out of the ball. They're almost exactly what the Red Sox are. They're hitting the crap out of the ball, and their pitching is a little suspect. But the Yankees, like I said, surging. They won, what, 5 in a row?
Five in a row.
Beating up on a bunch of nobodies.
Okay,
Let's
but you
not
know
get too
what?
excited
Yeah,
about
but
the
don't you
Yankees
don't
before I
you
get-
believe you and I believe the same thing? Is that you
Gotta
win
be-
the games that you can win. right? You win the games you can win.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
Yankees are 12-5 in their last 17 games.
All right, but wake me up when they become relevant.
What place did you finish in last year?
Same place that you're going to finish in
Last.
this year. Don't worry. Don't worry.
And the same as the year before.
Just because you got this.
And the same as the year before.
Just because you got this ridiculous.
Your
three-headed
manager
monster.
dates 25-year-old female reporters.
Yeah, good. Well, can you begrudge them? I mean,
Did I say that?
I think it's awesome. I mean, I don't know what Joe Girardi's.
We'll see if she dates him when he gets his butt fired.
Oh my God! I thought you were going to say something different. Yeah, no, I don't. They keep playing like this. He's not going to get fired. He's going to be all right. But
Thank you, Paul.
Good job. But no,
I need a nap. I'm really feeling fired up, so I got energy for 25 minutes, and that's it. So,
all right,
let's ride the wave.
All right, so let's start with the Yankees, I guess. Then,
Okay, let's start with the Yankees.
We're gonna get whatever we
I don't
can
have
out of
much
you.
to say about the Yankees.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. I think it coincides simply is that you and I, from the very beginning, have always preached one thing is important, and that's pitching.
Yep.
Starting pitching. Okay, starting pitching. I think that when you pay $30 million for a guy and you got to have starting pitching, I think it's an investment the way baseball is these days, i.e., David Price.
Yes.
Okay, so the Yankees have won 5 in a row, and it just so happens their last 5 starts, it's the first time they've had more than 2 quality starts in a row. Quality start being 6 innings and 3 runs minimum.
Right.
Okay. So the Yankees have had 5 starts like that in a row, and Girardi has immediately in the last 3 games gone Betances, Miller, Chapman. Game's over.
Yep.
Okay.
This is what I was afraid of.
Catching a little bit of heat in one of those games because it was a couple games in a row, and Girardi was actually he gets peeved every now and then in a news in a conference after a game, and he got peeved. And I personally don't have a problem with what Girardi's doing. The Yankees are hanging by a thread, literally. They were hanging by a thread. They were looking to go 14 out instead of 5.5 out.
Right.
Okay. So Girardi got a couple game streak going there, had a chance to shut down another game. Screw it. Went for the win.
Yep.
I know it's early in the season, but you know what? We got to stay close.
Yeah.
And I've got no problem. It's still just an inning apiece. He's not abusing them that way. All right.
We'll see.
Yeah, but you stay close now or lose contact now, and then it's too late. You just spiral out of control. So anyway, my point being is the Yankees haven't gotten a lot of hitting because they still have a negative 19 number.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, the Red Sox are plus 66.
I know that.
The Cubs, by the way, are like a plus 100
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
Ridiculous, but go ahead.
There's something about the Cubs that's not rubbing me right, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Okay. So negative 19, that number really hasn't moved because I think it was like negative 22 or something like that the last show. So the Yankees aren't crushing the ball, but the Yankees are getting slightly better pitching.
Right.
And the Yankees are using their power, which is their defense, to close games. And that's why the Yankees are 12-5 in their last 17 games. A little better starting pitching.
Little worse competition.
It doesn't matter because
saying.
it doesn't matter because we all play the same teams.
I know.
Okay. And it's better than losing to those or playing 500 to those teams.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So that's where the Yankees are. But the Yankees, there's a couple of things going on. Teixeira and Headley, I'm this close to saying, you know what?
It's getting
Anything else?
It's getting a little scary because you were hoping for something out of Teixeira, maybe even
In a contract year.
just to boost his trade value.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
because
I don't. Yeah, but he wouldn't go because he has a no trade clause and he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
But
he's probably like a 10-5 guy too.
well, he's not 10-5 with the Yankees, but
Isn't he with the Yankees for 5 years?
But it has to be
10 years.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
you're
league.
right. 10-5.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at it backwards.
Yep.
You're right. But you know, if you just gave him some power in the middle of the lineup, if he had 10 home runs and he was just even, you know, how many guys hit Chris Davis?
Right.
You know, 225 but hit 40 bombs, and you know, is that threat in the middle of the lineup?
Strikes out a lot,
So Hicks is playing a little bit better because he's getting bit better, but he's playing more time, and there's a problem coming here. A-Rod's back today. All right. That means Beltran, who has been DHing, goes back to right field.
Yep.
That means Hicks or Gardner, somebody's not playing as much, you know, to get in the rhythm. Because Ellsbury's been doing better. Gardner's been doing better. Hey, look, the way it's been going,
I know.
better is better.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
better is
I know.
going.
And you're not gloating
okay?
or anything, and I'm glad because I was going to get all over you. If
You know,
were, but.
no. You know what? I'm just glad the Yankees are. This just proves that the Yankees can do this, but the Yankees now have to do it against the beast of the American League. They're coming up on Toronto,
Yep.
who's not hitting the ball, so now's the time, and they're
Right.
not pitching. But we talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time. The American League East isn't this beast.
Right.
All right? And the Red Sox are playing well right now, but the Red Sox are somewhat built on a house of cards too, because they're not going to continue to hit,
Right.
no matter what anybody thinks,
Well,
like they are.
You wouldn't imagine. But.
So my thing is this. Nova's taken Severino's place, who's gone to the minor leagues
Yeah.
because of his tricep. I personally think that's one of those things you and I always joke about. All of a sudden, this guy's got a problem, and then he's gone for 5 days or a week. And I think they're just trying to get into the mind of a player and say relax
Yep.
or whatever. So they're going to send him back to the minor leagues. He's going to have a couple game rehab, and Nova in his place has pitched 2 decent games.
Yep.
All right, and I'm just talking. I need decent games.
Yeah, I know.
Pineda finally pitched 1 decent game last
He's
night.
been horrible for you.
He has been horrible, but you know what? Who am I going to use?
I know,
don't have
I know.
anybody else to use. Sabathia comes back, and lo and behold, Sabathia pitches another decent game. Now, dude,
Who'da thunk it?
I don't care if it's smoke and mirrors, like, is it the 2014 Red Sox? 13 Red Sox. I'll take it however I can get it, because I'll take this at 12-5 instead of 5-12.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this paints the picture of what the Yankees can be at the low end. I think the Yankees could get a little better run production and do a little bit better, but the pitching staff has to give me that 6 innings.
Oh, yeah.
The pitching staff has to give me that 6 innings, or at least give me that 6 innings 3 out of every 5 starts.
Yeah, and they got to
You
score
know?
some runs too. And their run, like you said, their
Yeah,
run production.
it's not a
paltry.
lot better. I mean, they brought up Ref Snyder, played him in right field, which is his natural position, and he hit the baseball. But now A-Rod's back, and I just think it's strange to feel like. See, that's what I always talk to you about, that DH spot.
Yep.
That DH spot can be a weight, a negative weight
Right.
on the team.
Yep.
And the Red Sox
Or
are
it could
young.
be an ace in the hole.
The Red Sox are a young team, so it's not.
Well, they have a defined designated hitter.
Right, yeah, but my point is that
A-Rod's not.
it's
really,
not my point is that the Red Sox are an older team to where they could hide a guy there for a game, okay?
Yeah, or they need guys to get games off.
A-Rod, like Ortiz, has to DH. Now, A-Rod was hitting, so I don't mind his offense back, but I do mind Beltran going back. You want to know why? It's his defense, but I'll tell you what, he's been pounding the ball for the last 6 or 7 games. He's been really pounding the ball.
Yep.
And you know what? I like him DH. He's got to be fresher. He's got to be fresher when he just DHs. So I'm getting a little bit of offense back, but I'm losing a little bit of dexterity. Okay.
Flexibility.
Yes, flexibility.
Dexterity is with your fingers.
No, same thing. Same thing. It's an analogy. You know that.
yeah.
Okay. So actually, more of a metaphor. so that I think that's where the Yankees are. I'm happy where they are. It'd be curious to see what happens in 3 games, because the one thing the Yankees have been doing is they've been winning series 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, starting with the Red Sox. So I think that's where the Yankees are. I'd have to say, I feel comfortable with Tanaka. I feel comfortable with Eovaldi. And I feel comfortable with a guy like Sabathia at the back end of the rotation, just doing whatever he's going to do there. And I'm feeling like one of these guys, two out of these 3 guys got to step in and help me at 3 and 4.
Yes.
And then Ellsbury, Teixeira, Headley, they have to hit the ball.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, then I'm going to be on pins and needles like this all season, just looking for the offense to go in the tank, and no matter what the starting pitching does, it won't be enough.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Right. Yep. You gotta have
The Yankees aren't strong enough.
some semblance of balance there.
The Yankees aren't strong enough.
All right. So first thing is, Do you think that, because I've been hearing this a lot lately, that
I feel a lot better than I did 2 weeks ago.
well, yeah, I mean,
Okay, so I can go there too.
I mean, I don't know if
They've righted the ship. Let's just say they've righted the ship.
I don't know if they've righted the ship.
It's
or,
headed in the right direction.
or it could just sink again too. You never
Well,
know with this team. I mean, the
The,
Yankees are.
you and exploding planes and sinking
The
ships.
Yankees are. I know. I'm all about catastrophes today. The Yankees are. I still think they are what they are. I think they're mediocre at best. I think they're probably about a 500 team.
And you
for
thought
rest
that
of
at the
year.
beginning of the season for the Red Sox, and do you still feel that way?
Yeah, well, the Red Sox have exceeded expectations
Right.
monumentally. We can
Okay,
run-
well,
run
finish
down
what
it.
you're going to say about the Yankees.
I've been hearing this a lot, and do you think? I guess it probably depends a lot on where the team is at, though. Do you think the Yankees are going to trade Chapman at the All-Star break? I mean, at the trade deadline.
I would trade him if I'm out of it. But the question becomes, what's out of it? If the Yankees are where they are right now,
yeah.
if the Yankees are where they are right now,
Third,
5.5,
fourth place.
third place, 5.5, staring at the Red Sox and them, and just thinking to themselves, they get a hot run, and the Red Sox and the Orioles cool off offensively. The Yankees could be right there, okay? But if you're going to ask me if the Yankees are out of it, absolutely, unless the Yankees want to sign Chapman.
Yeah,
But you want to know what? I think he's going to find $15 million a year from somebody.
Well, from what I understand, he doesn't want to be a closer anymore. He wants to become a starter.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
you know what? How many guys? The kid from Texas,
What are you thinking about?
Felix Neves, or
Oh, I know what you're
something
talking-
like
yeah,
that.
I know what
He
you're
was a
talking about, yeah.
closer, and they made him into a starter.
Yep, and it didn't work. Same thing
Daniel
with
Bard,
Yep.
all those guys, and
Yep.
you know what? There's a reason Chapman's a closer.
Yep.
101's fine, but when you come in and you're just throwing 101 and you just got to blow it by 3 guys, that's different than in the second part. You know, in the middle of the
fifth inning,
lineup
trying
or
to-
second time around. Now you've got to go to sliders, you got to go to breaking balls, you got to go to changeups. If those secondary and third pitches aren't quality pitches.
Right. So my point is that I think even if you are still in it, I think that the Yankees would be smart to unload him because he's going to, unless they plan on re-signing him, which like you think, I think they're not going to. You probably think
I don't
they're
think
not
so
going to.
either.
So his value is going to be at maximum at the trade deadline
Yep.
because teams that are going to be contending, you know, maybe a team might be that arm away from really going all the way, like a Kansas City or something like that. You know, I'm just throwing a team out there, but I think that the Yankees can probably get a good haul for him, and if they could, that would be a reason that Cashman should keep his job because he didn't give up a lot for Chapman. You know, there's a lot.
He gave up nothing for Chapman.
Right, and there was a lot surrounding Chapman, and there was a lot of problems and stuff like that. But if he can turn around and flip this guy into some high end prospects to kind of replenish the system a little bit, I think he's got to do that. I don't care if the Yankees are in first place. I think the Yankees got to trade him at the trade deadline. I don't care because they have 2 guys that they can go with those 2 guys.
Yeah, but they shortened the game by that one more inning. They shortened that game.
You know what?
I understand what you're saying.
They can find somebody else to
But
do
my
that.
point, you know what?
6th inning and 7th inning are 2
You know
different
what?
animals.
The Yankees and the Red Sox, to some extent, are the same animal. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, with capabilities of financially.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm going. They have money, they have history, they have world championships on their side. Okay,
Right. Red Sox are just a lot better, mostly.
Okay, so you shouldn't drink before the show. We're gonna have to talk again, okay?
But get through it somehow.
But anyway,
How do you think I deal with you? I know your wife drinks all the time.
she'll be asleep when you get home. But anyway, on
Wouldn't
the
you be?
couch.
Wouldn't you be? Damn it, he's coming home again. Yes.
If this was the Red Sox and the situation was reversed, and you were winning games like this and you were dominating after the 5th inning, you would really want to lengthen your game an inning and trade a guy to get a couple prospects?
You have to kick the tires. You have to.
Well, yeah, but
What if somebody comes around and offers up like some top flight pitching prospect?
Okay. So what you're talking about is that you'll give away a shot at this year for hoping for it next year.
Yeah.
Now, see,
Yeah.
the Red Sox don't do business that way anymore.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I don't think all right, so I don't think that the Yankees.
And you
are-
wouldn't make that trade. You wouldn't make it. If
Yeah.
you were in this position and you were in July and you were 3 out and your team was playing better and you knew the one thing you could count on was shutting a game down at the 6th inning, if you had a 1-run lead.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean.
So I look, I'm not arguing that if the Yankees are like 7, 8 out, I'd cut bait and I'd trade him because then they'd be screwing themselves like they did with Robinson Cano.
Right.
And Dave Robertson too, by the way.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so I could get 3 guys that could help me. A couple guys maybe go to Double A and help me in 2 years. Some guy play for me this year, maybe. So yeah, yes, I would make that move. I wouldn't trade Betances and I wouldn't trade Miller because I've got Miller for 2 more years after this.
Right.
At like 8.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're not.
You know?
Nobody's going to take him from
Yeah.
you. Right.
You know.
I mean,
and if I was going to trade Miller at 8.5, I'd want more than I could get for Chapman.
That's right.
Because he had better under more control.
Well, yeah.
I have him 2 more years after this year.
I still think Miller's overpaid, even still. I mean,
Okay, good.
well, I'm
the
just
stats
saying.
he had last year, good. You know what?
I know,
If
but-
every closer should have the stats he had last year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying him. I'm saying relievers in general shouldn't make that much money for guys that pitch.
The Yankees and the Red Sox make that money. We have that
Yeah,
argument all the
I
time.
know,
You know,
I know.
it's like me saying $30 million
know.
for David Price. You really think David Price is worth $30 million? He is when you see the bottom line of what the Red Sox make.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So the Red Sox are going to put it in the bank and finish in 3rd place, or try to finish in 1st place and sign an ace.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're asking me about Miller. Why not?
Yeah.
If it means
If you have
if it takes me $1.5 million more a year to get him to come to play for me, I'm going to give him that, and I'm going to give him the 4th year
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
because he's
listen,
only going to be 31 or 32 when it's up.
in retrospect, I mean, I wish the Red Sox did it.
Yeah,
They had the chance.
I
like
mean, they
said.
got Rodriguez for him, but it would have been nice.
True.
They could have signed him back end coming back,
Right. They could have got both of them.
and he probably would have come back.
He wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he told them they wanted to, and they just wouldn't pony up
A
that
lot,
extra
yeah, a
money.
lot of players like play for the Red Sox and they want to stay.
Right.
Lester, all those guys.
Right. And some guys don't want to stay there because it's too hard. Because like Pablo Sandoval.
That's it.
Big bum.
Okay,
All
so
right.
so anyway,
So-
yes, I would trade Chapman. I don't know what the number is.
All right.
Games
We'll,
out.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, if the Yankees do find themselves back in contention, I think this is the best case scenario for the Red Sox fans is that the Yankees get a little bit in contention, they keep him, and then they fall out.
And they don't get anything.
Then he gets hurt.
And then September comes and the bottom falls out.
Right, and they get nothing for him.
Right.
And they kick themselves for not trading him. Like they should have watched Sox and Stripes episode 4, and they would have realized that the one Red Sox fan out
That's
there
on YouTube?
should have, yeah, the one Red Sox fan actually advocated for the trade of Aroldis Chapman, which would have been probably better for your franchise. All right, let's move over to the 1st place Red Sox. You got anything else?
Tied for 1st place, Red Sox.
Ah, shut up. You got anything else? You good?
I'll let you know.
All right, before I get started,
Uh-oh.
who on your team, let's do a little, who on your team has the highest batting average right now? Do you know?
Ref Snyder.
Let's just say like everyday player.
Okay, so now you're altering the question.
Which everyday player in your lineup has the highest batting average? Not a guy that's 1 for 2. And batting 500. All right? Jesus. Where is it possible?
Ellsbury or Castro?
Castro.
Yeah.
Starlin Castro is batting 276. How many players on the Red Sox have a lower batting average than Starlin Castro?
Starting lineup.
Starting lineup.
Alter
my conversation.
I'll say 1.
1, exactly right.
Because I was looking at the numbers before I came
Christian
in.
Vasquez.
There's like 4 Red Sox in the top 10.
Christian Vasquez is batting 225.
And they're
He's
catching offense bites this year.
the Red Sox?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because they're catching defense.
Yeah, but
is
when it does, when they
otherworldly.
need it, watch out.
They're not. All right, let's get started with
Yeah,
the Red Sox.
yeah,
First
yeah.
of all, Jackie Bradley Jr., let's start with him, obviously.
Because if we start with Jackie Bradley Jr., then that's going to go to the end of the show.
Which should as well, because this guy is
In August, he'll be hitting 250. You watch.
otherworldly. Well, you know what? He'd have to go 0 for the rest of the
He's
season.
capable. He's capable.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen him do it.
All right, so how about at the beginning of the season when you said, if he gives you 230, 240, you're going to be happy?
I agree. That's what I said.
Okay,
I said that.
As we stand here now, he's got a 27 game hitting streak, right?
Uh-huh.
He's 30 away from the record, which he's going to break.
He's not even halfway to the record.
It's okay. He's almost there. He's batting 342. Not bad. It's pretty average, right? He's got 10 doubles, 43 walks. He's got 8 home runs, 33 RBIs. His stats are off the charts. He's got a 411 on base percentage.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost amazing. I mean, that's almost half the time he's.
That's Babe Ruth.
That's exactly. That means they're starting to intentionally walk him. He's batting 9th, and
what
they're
is he hitting
intentionally
him?
walking.
He's hitting him
Well,
9th.
they're moving him up to like 7 now.
Be careful.
I know.
Be careful.
He's slugging 624, and his OPS is 1.035. He's only one of 4 players in the league with over 1 OPS. Now, who's the best player in baseball?
Sterling Castro.
You're an idiot. No, really.
Didi Gregarious.
Come on, give me some.
How's it feel? How's it feel? Do you want to have an intelligent conversation? You want me to be like you?
Okay, just be like me then. Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
go. Who's
okay.
the best player in baseball?
Alex Rodriguez.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Why did I think of that?
How's it feel? So do we want to see? There's 2 minutes we're not going to get back out of our lives. Now, do we want to have a baseball conversation or not?
All right, just
Okay. If you ask me who
let's meet halfway.
If okay, I can do that. If I could trade I could trade the same guys for whomever I thought was the best player in baseball, I would trade for Trout.
Well, I'm glad you
Isn't
said
that
Mike.
fair?
I'm glad you mentioned Mr. Mike Trout because both play starting center fielders,
Okay.
right? Jackie Bradley Jr. batting 342. Mike Trout batting 321. Not
Okay.
bad, right? Mike Trout 10 home runs. Jackie Bradley 8. Mike Trout 31 RBIs. Jackie Bradley 33. Mike Trout 410 on base percentage. Jackie Bradley 411.
Okay.
Mike Trout slugging 568. Jackie Bradley 624. And Mike Trout .977 OPS. Jackie Bradley 1.037.
Okay. You know what's wrong with you? You know why those stats?
Who's starting the All-Star game for the American League this year?
Trout.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's got to.
Jackie Bradley is. Jackie
Did
Bradley's-
you say so?
Well, first of all, his
Can,
stats.
can you stop and take a breath?
Second of
take
all,
a breath.
he's the
No,
best
no.
defensive
And you
outfielder.
know he's not playing as well defensively this year. You know that.
And he's still going to win.
No,
a
no,
Gold
no.
Glove.
Admit it.
Well,
Admit his
okay,
numbers
he-
aren't the
he's dropped
same.
one ball.
No, admit his numbers aren't the same defensively that they were last year. Just admit it.
I can't admit it.
Yes, you can because it's the truth. Second thing. No, I'm not
He's
done.
just not making highlight plays.
Second thing.
Go ahead.
Look at the lineup he hits in, hitting ninth. There are guys on base all over the place.
That's his fault.
No, that works to his advantage.
Exactly.
Okay,
But he
Trout
still has to hit the
Trout
ball.
hits for the worst team in the American League.
He's batting behind Albert Pujols, who was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Albert Pujols is hitting 220.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Now, now you're
Hey,
just blind.
listen.
You're just a blind homer.
Timeout.
No timeout. You're being a blind homer.
If you want to
You're
say
a
you're the
blind
best player
homer.
in baseball,
The best player. You look at the best player that he played the last 3 years, Trout. Let me ask you this
You're trying,
question.
but it's not working.
It's working. Everybody at TV land knows.
How many Mike?
If you could have one player right now, would it be Trout or Bradley?
I'll take.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, or I'll tell them to shut down the show and we're done. Don't do it. If you could pick one player and it'd be Trout or Bradley, who would you take? Don't say. I'm telling you who to say.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you
Stop. You're gonna
who
get
to
this
say.
electrical. I'm gonna get electrocuted.
Tell me who you would take.
All right. Well, it's not as close as you.
Who would you take?
I'll take Tracky.
Say it. Say it.
Tracky.
Say it.
Listen. All right.
I've got my clubs in my car.
I know Mike Trout's-
And my 9-irons out of the bag because when I was hitting it the other day.
I know.
Okay.
I know Mike Trout's the best player in baseball. My point is that Jackie Bradley is playing better baseball right now.
I will. No, I won't give
He
you that.
is.
You want to know why I won't give you that?
He-
because look at the lineup Trout hits in.
Jackie Bradley
Will you
is.
admit that the lineup Trout hits in is pathetic? Will you?
I don't know. I don't have the guys in front of me.
I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm the senior member of Stars and Stripes, right?
Socks and Stripes. Dude.
Socks and
Get the
Stripes.
show
I
right.
keep-
You know
Well,
our show
that's
name.
another show I'm on.
Jesus.
Okay, look, I feel my energy level sinking
Listen,
now. Okay.
I know you're very anti-Jackie. That's fine.
Look,
because
let's
I would
stop.
be. I would be
no,
too.
No. Let's stop.
Because
I would take
I'd be
Jackie
very jealous.
Bradley and I'd put him in my lineup, and I'd release Jacob Ellsbury.
Jacoby.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Today.
Yeah.
Okay. I
No.
would. All right.
Jackie Bradley
I'd-
was essentially
I'd
Ellsbury's
pl-
replacement.
I'd play him, I'd start him in any one of my 3 outfield spots. I'm giving you all that. I'm just saying, relax.
I'm relaxed.
No, you're not relaxed. You think.
I've been on the Jackie Bradley train for a while. You know that.
Yes, but you were on the
And
Jackie
I've-
Bradley train when it wasn't a train, when it
No.
was a caboose.
No.
When it was just a caboose
Okay.
stuck in the yard.
Exactly.
And it wasn't working, and you were stuck on his caboose.
And I stuck with him because I saw the potential.
You were
I saw it. I saw him in the
How
bat
many
cages
How many?
working on things. The guy. First of all, it was all because of his defense, right? I said if this guy can just
And
hit his
didn't
weight.
I give you that?
Yep.
Didn't I agree with
Yep.
you? Didn't I agree with you?
But he's
not Steve Trout.
he's Mike Trout.
What do you know who Steve Trout was?
You're all over the
Do you know who
place.
Steve Trout was?
Steve Lyons.
No, Steve Trout. He's a left-handed pitcher for Chicago White Sox, and the Yankees traded for him. and he had to retire because he had a bad hip.
Wow, how about that? Thanks for derailing my
I was doing the best I can.
So, anyways,
But that was factual.
Jackie Bradley Jr. by the way makes about $600,000 a year. Mike Trout makes $35 million a year. So, all things being equal, yeah, I'll take Jackie Bradley. I don't care.
I would take. You know what? And if you forced me to take Trout because you took Bradley, I'd be like, oh, yes. Thank you.
Mike Trout's never leaving Vegas.
Mike. Yeah, but you know what? Don't you think we've had this conversation? And this is just a sidebar. But you know what? If you're going to rebuild that team, how much could you bring back for Trout?
Think of what the Red Sox would give up. The Red Sox would probably give up Betts, Bogarts, and
Bogarts is better play.
Swihart.
Bogarts is better player than Bradley.
I agree.
Would you give up Bogarts or Bradley in a trade to get whatever you wanted?
I don't give
You
up.
had to give up one of them.
I don't give up Xander Bogarts. I don't think for anybody.
I'm telling you, and I've liked Bogarts when no one liked him. Okay.
No, he's been kind
I
of.
liked him after St. Louis, and then they put him to third base.
Yeah,
and I was like, it wasn't
Yep.
right. I like that kid. Traded with me, I'll play him.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. No, he's the only knock on Bogarts this year. By the way, off the Bogarts. So Jackie Bradley's got 27-game hitting streak. Bogarts has got a 16-game hitting streak, and it's like kind of falling under the radar.
Do you think I'm enjoying this?
You can't.
As a Yankee fan,
You can't because these guys are off the charts. They're gonna cool off.
And it's not like they're making $30 million a year. So when
know.
they cool off, I can feel like the Red Sox are getting screwed.
And not just
no,
that,
no. The Red Sox have these guys for like another 4 years.
Worse than at least. We're talking about 7.
And like they control them for like. They control what they can pay them
With the
for
arbitration.
like 3 more,
I know.
2 more, something like that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
So
Anyways, Bogarts has got a 16-game hitting streak. He's batting .339. Actually, I put these stats together.
he's like .342.
I put these stats together on Saturday. So yesterday, I think he went 3 for 4. So he's actually leading the league in average right now.
yeah, we sit in front of a guy that does steroids.
He's got okay, that's great. So he's got 63 hits. He's leading the league. Now the biggest knock on him is his power, right? He's only got 4 home runs, but I don't think he needs to hit home runs.
He's going to grow into that.
Right.
He's going to grow into a 15.
If you
homer
look
guy.
at him too, I don't know if you.
Betts is kind of the same way.
Yeah, although Betts is a small guy, but he's got a lot of pop in his bat. But Bogarts, I don't know if you realize if you see him, he doesn't really look that big, but if you see him up against other players, he's huge.
Yeah, he's tall.
So he's not going to make he's like Machado. He's probably not going to end up being a shortstop for too long. But,
but Machado should be the shortstop, but they signed Hardy and they pushed him to third base because I'm still reading places that Machado is actually a better shortstop. Because you've seen him play third base.
Still young,
He's
yeah.
a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
got a great arm. Can you imagine Machado as a shortstop? It'd be Alex Rodriguez.
I know.
Before Royce.
Well, that's kind of what Bogarts is without the homers, right? I mean,
if he keeps going this way,
I think Bogarts is probably
is he
a better.
23?
I don't even think he is.
Is he
I think he's like
22?
22. Yeah. I mean, he's just a great all-around hitter. He's one of these guys that he takes what the pitcher gives him, and you hear a lot about
That's
these.
why he doesn't have a lot of home runs.
That's right, because he's not swinging for the fences. You hear a lot about these guys that come up and they're set the world on fire, but then the pitchers make adjustments.
See, this is how the Kansas City Royals beat teams. The guy gets to base and then leave it for the next guy to get a hit,
Right.
leave it for the next guy to get a double, leave it for the next guy to get a walk. They're not looking to pound the ball all over the ballpark.
Right, and the Red Sox offense right now is, otherworldly. Dude, their team batting average is 280 something,
I know.
and that's unheard of. And the
know.
next closest is like 240.
I know.
So, obviously,
Look,
I know it's not going to last.
Yeah, look, all I'm hoping is like, okay.
They're going to slump.
Here's well, you know what? I think 2 things are going to happen here, okay? And I want to predict it now. I think 2 things are going to happen here. A, they'll come back to earth.
Uh-huh.
And the question is, where's earth?
Yep.
The question is for Bogarts, is earth 300, which is still respectful? For Bradley, is Earth 250? We'll just say it, okay?
I'll tell you what, though.
Is it, no, let me just go through it, okay?
Yep.
250. Is Pedroia, Pedroia, I could say the same thing about Pedroia that you say about Teixeira.
Yep.
Okay, when is it going to happen?
Yep.
It's not going to be can he play a season. It's going to be like when's his thumb going to be hurt?
I know.
When's this going to hurt?
So far, so
when's
good.
Big Poppy going to slow down?
That's a good question because that's got to happen.
What is Shaw?
Well, yeah.
We don't because you have
he's actually tailed off quite a bit.
Yeah, but I'm saying is he tailing off to where he's just going to be, or is he going to keep going?
Right.
Is Betts?
I think
has Betts?
He's underperformed.
Okay, my point is, that's where I was going to go. Is Betts this player? No, look, I'm just saying. Okay? I'm telling you what I'm hanging my hat on.
Yeah.
Okay. So my point is, we take those players. I'm going to leave Ortiz out because I think he's just too senior to go very south. Okay. Pedroia, I think, is a little bit less offensively than he's portraying right now. So if he stays
Still
healthy,
at 300 though.
Yeah, but if he stays healthy, I think he's the player he is. This is the player he is if he stays healthy.
Yeah, he's a 300 hitter.
So my thing is this. Betts, Bradley, Shaw, Bogarts,
Jackie.
and Jackie.
Yep.
Okay. The question is, where do they go? And
That's a good nucleus too, by the way.
yeah, it is.
Offensively.
It is, and I'm just hanging my hat on this. Okay, but the question is that even when they see here's where I think the problem happens for the Red Sox. So eventually, it can't be this. If it is, then it's a team for the ages. I'll give you that.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's a team for the ages.
Yeah, you have to admit that.
It will be. If this continues and they win it all, this will be the beginning. I can't say it's a dynasty because I still wonder about their pitching, dude.
Yep. Oh,
okay?
yeah.
The starting pitching. But anyway, that aside, let me finish my thought. My thought is that even when they cool off, they still have to slump beyond that.
Right.
Okay, so when
What's the extent
when
of
a
the
couple
slump?
of these guys slump and they've cooled off, then what?
Yep.
Then what?
That's good.
That's where I am, and I'll tell you why I hang my hat on that. It's because they don't have the pitching that'll carry them when this happens. If it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, couple things. First of all.
But I want to say one more thing.
Yep.
But this is where you have to pull it back and go. But this is the what is known as the American League East.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the American League in general, if you really
Well,
think about
well,
it.
I'm just saying that's where they're playing. They play,
Yep.
what is it, 19 games against each team or
Yeah.
something like
Yep.
that. Okay.
But I mean, if you look at the American League in general, you got Chicago. You know, they're okay. They're about 10 games over 500.
I'm still not a believer.
Me neither. I mean, Seattle,
I'm
Texas.
still saying watch out for. I still say
Kansas
I
City.
still say it's Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm sure Kansas City, until somebody knocks them off, they're the team to beat, but still. But a couple things on your last point. So first of all, these guys have slumped already, and we kind of forget that to start off the season, Jackie Brownlee was batting like 200.
And they didn't play well.
That's what I'm saying. Bogarts started off the season like 0 for 15. You know, you're starting to wonder, all right, what's going on here with these guys? And so, to your point, where if they slump and how far down do they come, their numbers are so ballooned right now that these guys can absorb slumps. But I understand what you're saying because I heard Lou Merlone saying the same thing. Is when they go on an 0 for 10, what do they do at that point? You know, how do they come out of it, and do they come out of it? And that's gonna really signify what kind of major leaguers these guys are. And one more thing, you think that these guys are all so young, and you know maybe they're just so inexperienced, but these guys are all at least 2-year players. So they've got a little bit of you know. Well, yeah, but they still have a little bit of a foundation. It's not all new to them either.
Yeah, well, I still say it works to their advantage, where they are.
Potentially, yeah. Well, I mean,
It works to their advantage. They've been in the major leagues a couple years. They got a little bit of experience.
That's what I mean. It's not
they
their
know what it
first
means to
season.
be a professional.
Right.
And so I do agree with. You know, they're going to bounce against the bottom, but when they bounce against the bottom, it's not going to be like, okay, I just came up and maybe I don't belong here.
Right.
You know,
And
Bogarts.
Yeah, and you know, I'm realistic. Obviously, the baseball season is so long, and everybody goes through slumps. So obviously, these guys are all going to go through slumps. It's just a matter of them not going.
I just want to add this really quick and keep going. And everybody's hitting the ball. What must it be like to play for a team, to be on deck in the dugout and it's your turn and everybody's hitting the ball?
Fun.
It's just like that magic dust. It's like everybody that goes into the on deck circle,
These
this
guys-
beam of light that you can't see.
And
know.
I've heard that said is that these guys in the dugout now can't get
Wait
up
to
fast
hit.
enough.
Yeah.
They can't wait to get to that bat rack fast enough. And that is probably pretty fun. That's like when you're in Little League or something and you're playing a kid that just throwing meatballs.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Everybody can't wait.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna crush
turn,
this
my
kid.
turn.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see how it works out. The thing I do worry about is that the slumps will all come at once, and if this team slumps together, then they're gonna go in the tank for a while. And if they're on such a high level right now, say like, you know, Ortiz drops off a little bit, or Hanley drops off, or you know, Betts drops off, as long as somebody else can pick them up until they can pick themselves back up, I think they'll be all right offensively. I don't know if they're gonna like set records offensively. They got them, you know, slated at 950 to 1,000 runs, and that's crazy.
No, it's not.
They're leading the league in runs right now.
The great Yankee teams, just in the 2000s and late 20th century, I'll say, scored 920, 930 runs.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to this, Bill.
Pitching.
No, I'm just talking about your offense. It all comes down to this. Is this what these players are?
Yeah.
Or or not.
Right.
You know,
Or are they just on fire? All of them?
or if, I think we just got to say they're all on fire because I just, you know, the only player I see that he can play where he's playing right now is Bogarts.
What do you mean?
By his average and what he's doing offensively.
To sustain it?
Jackie Bradley's not a 350.
I agree.
You know what? The highest average lifetime I think is Ty Cobb at 364.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
no, I agree. I mean,
hey,
listen.
you know what? I'll say it again. If he slides back to 275, they're still going to be happy. Okay.
And I'm telling you, dude, he's going to have to go into a torrential slump to get down to 275.
It's going to be about your starting pitcher, so you should talk about that.
All right, real quick, starting pitching. First of all, Joe Kelly came out and threw a no-hitter in his first game back for 6 2/3 innings. I thought that was pretty awesome. Rick Porcello has been steady Eddie this year. He did go. Remember, I gave you that stat where he had 13 consecutive games of 6+ runs. He actually had one game. I forgot who it was against. He actually lost the game. He only went 5 innings, so he broke that record. But still, he's giving you what you expect every night. Rick Porcello right now is he's predictable, and that's what you really love. I mean, wouldn't you love to have a guy on your team that you knew pretty much you were going to get 6+ innings out of him, 3 or less runs, and more than likely a win because the team's just bashing the ball everywhere.
That guy'd make $20 million on the open market.
He makes $20 million for the Red Sox.
I think he makes 22.
And Stephen Wright, I mean, can't say enough about him. He had one little hiccup there in the rain.
What's his record now?
He's 3-3, but he's got like a 1.8 ERA. You know, and
He eats innings.
Oh, he's thrown. I think he's thrown 2 complete games already, and one of them was against the Yankees. Eats tons of innings, saves the bullpen. Sometimes it becomes a problem because the bullpen is not getting enough work. And how many times do you hear that? Now, David Price looks like maybe he's turning it around. I'd like to see another 3 or 4 starts out of him where he's kind of dominant because I'm still not sold on him yet, like the way we should be.
What a nightmare, dude! If this goes south.
Boy, oh boy, you are not kidding. Buchholz is a disaster. I don't know what the Red Sox are doing. I don't know what the Red Sox are doing. You know what's scary? I read this on the other day. This pitching market right now is so thin that Clay Buchholz would be one of the elite pitchers on the market right now. That is scary. And Eduardo Rodriguez, who had a setback on his knee, is actually good to go. He's going back for another
knee brace or something.
He's doing a knee brace and he's going back for another rehab start. So he'll hopefully be back soon. Real bad news for the Red Sox is Carson Smith. You know, the guy I love. He's back on the DL with the elbow thing. I think they're just going to shut him down. Yeah, and that really sucks because that was.
Did they know something when they traded him?
I don't know. You know, did Seattle know something? It's a good question. But if he was
healthy, same with Pineda when they traded him.
If he was healthy, I know Seattle's got a little tricky guys, aren't they? If he was healthy, the Red Sox. I know they're not what the Yankees are, Betances, Miller, and Chapman, but Koji, Carson Smith, and Craig Kimbrell, I think is pretty formidable. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe he just needs some rest. All right, let's. We're good.
I'm
Sox. I got nothing else. Let's go. One more thing. Blake Swihart is now playing left field.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I think is really interesting. And I think that by
and they left what's his face in the minor leagues to do
Rusney. Yeah, I think soon we're seeing a Blake Swihart trade. All right, just keep an eye on that because he's gonna.
They're showcasing his offense. You think?
Yeah, and his versatility. I think he's gonna bring a lot. I think he's gonna bring a pretty good haul.
What did he bring? I'm serious.
Well, you're gonna have to throw. I don't know. Maybe
something decent.
Yeah, I don't. Perhaps.
A piece.
I mean, they need a pitcher. They need pitching.
Yep.
So I don't know I don't know how you're going to get a better pitcher than Buchholz and who's out there for you. But maybe Sonny Gray. He's on the DL, right? We'll take him. All right, let's go around the league real quick. The big thing earlier last week was the fight with the Texas and Toronto. Now that goes back to the playoffs. Remember last year when Jose Bautista threw the big bat flip controversy. Apparently, he's not a very well liked guy around.
This
the
guy's
league.
hated.
Yeah. No, Batista.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah, well, this guy Rofned Odor, I guess, is like, you know, if he wasn't playing baseball,
he'd be in jail, absolutely, and he still might end up in jail.
Dude, if he wasn't in baseball, he'd be like the guy in the street alley, you know, sticking up grandmothers for their purses.
And he might be.
He might still be, you know. So he got 10 games for a absolute clean hit on Jose Bautista's jaw, and how he didn't fall and just knock him out, I don't know. I mean, he caught him.
Do you think that was it 10 or 8?
He got 10 games.
So do you think that was more or less he should have gotten?
I think that was probably a pretty good number.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want to
If
advocate.
he hit him for 20 games, what would you have thought?
I would have thought it's too much.
Okay.
But here's the thing: if he broke his jaw,
If you hurt him.
then he's probably got to get more games, right?
Yeah, but
It's like you know,
punch is a punch. You know, should it make any difference if
I
you
know,
hurt him with
I
a
know.
punch? Or?
Well, you know, we go back to that real quick. The incident over in football. Do you remember when? You know what I'm talking about? When
the running
Odell
back
Beckham.
hit Odell Beckham.
What, do you remember when he hit the?
On the cornerback.
Yeah, they got in the big fight there.
The
and
kid that's on your team.
Yeah, Josh Norman. He speared him.
Yeah.
And he could have broken his neck.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yep.
And so he did end up getting suspended a game, but he probably could have got thrown out of the league for doing that if he broke his neck. I
Or
think.
suspended for the season.
At
or-
least, yeah. I mean, it would have been almost criminal.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah, isn't this the same thing?
Yeah.
Isn't this like assault?
exactly, it's totally assault. But I
You
mean, I
know?
guess in the confines of the baseball field, it's a war, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I guess.
All right.
Like hockey.
Yeah. Also, well, in hockey, it's kind of sanctioned, right? Okay. Also,
And it's not sanctioned here
yeah, I guess it is.
by letting them do it.
But they fight. But no, you never see guys get punched, right?
Well, that I think that's why this was such a big deal.
Right. Because there's always fights in baseball, but
But
it's
he
just like
hit-
it's just like pushing.
Dude,
Nobody. you know,
that's a UFC hit right there.
he clocked him. It was awesome.
His,
All right.
his face went,
Oh, and his glasses went flying off, and he never
and he
saw
came
it.
back after him, man. That was
I
impressive.
couldn't believe it. It was crazy. All right. Also, a couple other things. Tim Lincecum got signed by the Angels.
It's gonna be a bust.
You know, but they did. It's a good flyer because they gave him $1 million. I mean, what's that?
I think it's a bust.
All right, we'll see. Also, excuse me, Sonny Gray is on the DL, and like I said,
That would have been good trade bait, boy.
Yeah.
Not now.
we'll see. You know, maybe he.
I don't think, 'cause I think something's wrong with his arm.
Yeah, I know, but maybe the value's gone down on him. Maybe you can get him for nothing. All right. Also, remember Yu Darvish?
Yeah.
He's coming back.
Yep.
That's a big pickup for
Good,
Texas.
good pitcher.
Oh my, dude.
Great pitcher.
Probably like a
Strikeout guy.
like a legit
Ace. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so-
he was worth every penny.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was one of those guys that they scored on. So to get a legitimate ace at this point in the season, and he's probably not going to be 100% until maybe July or August, but still, that's a huge pickup.
Yep.
So to go with him and Cole Hamels, now you're talking about something in
In
Texas.
Holland.
Yeah, it's Derek Holland. So now they got something going in Texas. All right, I thought this was an amazing stat. Clayton Kershaw, right? We're probably the best pitcher, maybe since Pedro. I don't know. He's up there. Did you see what he's done this year? If he strikes out 10 or more guys tonight, it'll be the 7th consecutive game that he struck out
Is that
10 or more.
amazing?
I mean, how do you do that? That is just utter dominance.
Is he just 25?
Yeah, I mean, and they paid him a bundle, and he might be a guy that lives up to his contract.
you know what? That's a really good point because I heard somebody say, I don't know where it was the other day, and this is true, and I've always thought this, is that you talk about a guy's worth, and then you talk about the guys, do they come to see him?
Good point.
And I'm not picking on Jackie Bradley, but who goes to see Jackie Bradley? No, I mean,
During a hitting streak,
No,
but I know what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
no. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say, wherever Clayton Kershaw goes, and he's ready to pitch that night, what do you think attendance goes up in relation to like if he's pitching somewhere where they don't sell out all the time?
Right, it's an event. Yeah.
Or ESPN covers it.
Right, and let's try. I mean, there's other guys in the league that are like that, but you know what? There's not a lot because I mean, you got like David Ortiz is probably one. Bryce Harper is probably one.
Yeah, Trout.
Maybe Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, and you can't really.
Yeah, there's not a lot. You're right.
There's not a lot of must-see guys, and so Clayton Kershaw is definitely one. So he is an excellent investment because the rate of return on him is outstanding. You're right. Okay. Also, Matt Harvey is having some issues.
Oh, man.
I don't know what's going on over there, but
I think he pitched so many innings last year.
I think
he's caught up with more
that's
of it.
kind of what's being floated about there. Remember the whole controversy last year, and then he ended up just plowing through. And he, ever since the beginning of the season, he just hasn't been himself. So they were floating around the idea of just putting him on the DL. I think that probably would have been the best idea. Some guys you just throw them on the DL, get away from baseball for a week or two, and come back to normal. But they're going to start him tomorrow against Strasburg in Washington.
I give him credit for wanting to pitch, but I think there's got to be a time and a place where you just got to literally take care of your investment and the human being.
Dude, yeah. And if he gets blown up again tomorrow, then you start to
They
worry
gotta do something.
about his fragility.
Yeah,
and his,
because instead of that, they might just put him in the bullpen.
and I don't know if that's I don't know how that's going to
How
work
great a
out. 'Cause
closer would Harvey be?
yeah, he will be, but you know that Boris wants him to
Oh yeah,
be a big
well,
earner.
I'm just spitballing.
I know. All right, and also one other thing, they had the was it the Belmont Stakes or the Preakness? Preakness. I wrote the wrong one. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. We were out. I forgot. But the horse that won the Derby didn't win, and
Right.
that's kind of all we care about.
So I actually watched it. It was this horse called Exaggerator who came in second in the Derby, and he blew the doors off of this other Nyquist. But there was a couple of horses died.
Yeah, that was sad.
I don't know.
hate that.
I don't know what happened. They
hate that.
break their legs or something.
Yeah, move on. I hate that. I really do hate that, man. You know how I feel about animals.
Dude, I would rather see a human die than
yeah.
a horse.
Oh yeah, I'm with
honestly,
you.
because
and there's a lot. I have a long list.
you do.
I have a long list.
But these horses actually, I mean, just watching I'm not into horse racing at all, but and I think it's cool because these horses probably get treated really well. But these horses are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
They are so
They're
cool.
machines.
They are literally machines. They're unbelievable. All right, let's do some Did You Knows. You got anything?
I do.
Looks like we got about 10
Okay,
minutes left.
so we're talking about Jackie Bradley and
Yes,
the
we
hit
are.
streak he's after. So let's go back to the Red Sox.
right.
Who has the longest hitting streak in Red Sox history?
That was my first question.
No kidding, really? Oh,
Dom
it's a
DiMaggio.
good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it
And it
is.
just so happened, how ironic is it that it's Joe DiMaggio's
brother. Right.
Okay.
And you just played a guy named Dom in golf on Wednesday.
Right. That's right. Okay. Okay.
So that was the record was 34 games
34
in
in
1949.
correct. My last one is guys that have hit over 500.
I think
You
I
have
have
the
this
same
one
one?
too. Go ahead.
In the 85 Ks?
Nope.
Oh, guys that have hit more than 500 home runs, and I think now there's like 12 or 13, and have never struck out more than 85 times in a season. How amazing is that? I mean, there are guys that are 85 now.
Wow.
It's not Dave Kingman.
No.
There's only one?
Yeah, you're right.
There's only one?
No, there's 3. I think that
Barry Bonds?
there are 2 you know, and there's one, I think that's actually been in one of your Did You Knows, but you don't know who he is. No, it's not Barry Bonds.
Stan Musial.
No.
Jimmy Fox.
You got to think about, first thing you got to think about is Jimmy Fox has hit 5 home runs.
Yeah.
But he's not one. Who's hit 500 home runs? That's where you start.
Okay. Ted Williams.
That's 1.
Okay. Tony Gwynn. He didn't strike out a lot.
I'll give you 1. Played for the Mets and the Yankees.
Oh, Mike Piazza. No, Gary Sheffield.
That's right. That's 2. Can you imagine he's never struck out more than 85 times? That's really good.
Gary Sheffield was a
He
beast.
was a beast, but he was on roids.
You think so?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one you're not going to get, but you've used it before.
Tris Speaker.
Mel Ott.
Mel Ott, yeah. I had Mel Ott last week, didn't I?
I think he had 500.
What was
he
the
had
one?
511 home runs.
Youngest player to 100 home runs, I think is
Oh,
what
is
it
that
was.
right?
He was 21 years old. All right, good.
That's only because Babe Ruth was a pitcher.
All right, so here's my Did You Knows. Who on the Red Sox has the longest hitting streak?
Ted Williams.
Never mind. Who was the last player to lead the league in strikeouts for 3 consecutive innings, 3 consecutive years?
Reggie Jackson.
Nope, he's a pitcher. I mean, the pitcher. Led.
Oh, Steve Carlton.
Nope.
Koufax.
Nope.
You know it's got to be a Red Sox
Nolan
for
Ryan.
that.
No, actually,
Pedro?
we talked about him already not too long ago.
Clayton Kershaw?
Nope, close.
Who?
Tim Lincecum,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
2008 to 2010.
That's right.
But that brings me to another. Did you know? Before I forget, who, and pitchers included, has the record for most consecutive strikeouts in at bats? Because this came up because Mike Napoli struck out 8 times in a row.
Okay, so
Or
what?
9.
So what batter struck out the most times in a row?
Yep. So
Including
it could have been
pitcher.
over a course of 2 games.
I have no idea.
It was a pitcher. 13 was the number.
Oh yeah, I saw that somewhere. Who?
Koufax.
Yeah, Koufax. That's right.
So he struck out 13 times in a row. You think he'd just make contact
Yeah,
once,
just bunt
right?
the ball
Yeah,
once,
really.
right?
All right, 2 more I got real quick. 4 switch hitters in Major League Baseball have 400 home runs.
Eddie Murray,
Yep,
Mickey Mantle.
correct. Oh, come on, it's right in front of you. Because it just happened. No idea.
Who?
Beltran
Oh, Carlos Beltran
and Chipper Jones.
and Chipper Jones.
Okay, one more. There's 3 players in baseball history that have 600 or more doubles and 500 or more home runs.
Three guys.
It's a pretty exclusive club.
Barry Bonds.
How
Barry
many?
Bonds.
What's 600 home runs?
600 doubles, 500 home runs. Barry Bonds is one, Paul said.
Rodriguez,
Nope.
Mantle,
Nope.
Bond. He said Bonds. I don't know.
Hank Aaron,
Hank Aaron.
David Ortiz.
Really? See, that's what steroids will do for you.
Shut up.
That's what steroids will do for you.
Shut up with
You
your
know-
steroids.
Yeah,
All right, am I up?
you're up.
Let's do it. What do you got?
Well, first of all, wow, what a show.
Thank
I thought
you.
this could have been our last one.
Oh, yeah, really. Yeah.
I was ready. I was ready.
It's quite the auspicious
Second
beginning.
second of all, Bill, I think you probably want to date Jackie Bradley Jr. you know.
How do you
that's
know
just-
we- how do
this
you know
is
we-
just. I'm going to do a new segment. My
wouldn't I?
observations of the show.
Okay, I like that.
You know,
I like
so,
that.
Well, this
You can
implies now,
and you can correct stuff. You know.
but this implies now that Paul has to pay attention.
Okay, well,
And then,
I do love Jackie Bradley Jr.
I know you
Whatever.
do.
I
No
got a
kidding.
man crush on him.
No
The guy's
kidding.
awesome.
okay, and then you guys talking about the punch and all that. Did you guys see the groin kick
yeah.
Yeah, Draymond Green.
in the Cavaliers?
How does he not
No.
get suspended for that?
Isn't it the Cavs?
No,
No,
plays
Golden
for
State.
For Golden State.
Oh, that's right, Golden
he,
State.
He kicked the what's the guy's name?
Durant or
there?
Westbrook?
No, it was it's a white guy. He kicked him right in the nuts, and but he's claiming that he was trying to draw a foul.
Yeah, just come on.
This would be perfect if we had the capability to show a clip of it right
Yeah,
now on
I
the
know
show.
it.
But yeah, it was
Just take our word
Yeah.
for
it
it.
was pretty blatant. But my prediction is he does not get
I
suspended.
agree.
I know, I saw that too. I don't think they're going to do it.
Yep, I predict he won't. And if by the way,
You gotta let him go.
If OKC, well, we got time. If
3
OKC
minutes.
loses that game, the next game, I mean, if Golden State loses the game, the Thunder are going to the finals to face LeBron.
And LeBron will win. I think.
All right, now this
think
is
so, too.
Who am I? I think I've done this one though.
Okay.
Might be quick.
Ron Jeremy.
I was born September 9th, 1966, in Brooklyn, New York.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Nope.
Oh man, I thought I had it.
I am of Jewish with Russian descent from both sides of my family.
Howard Stern.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say you did that one last week.
So, hurry.
Okay. I grew up in Manchester, New Hampshire after moving there at age 6.
How do you grow up there after moving? Oh, okay.
Because he was born in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's right.
I have no idea.
All right.
Buddy Carlisle.
No. I graduated from NYU's Tisch School of Arts in 1988.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield.
No. Yeah, he's born in 66. I started out as Theo Huxtable's friend Smitty in The Cosby Show. This is where I think someone got it last time. Maybe not.
Oh, Boner. Oh, that was Gold.
I was also on MTV's Remote Control.
Oh, Adam Sandler.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Nice.
He
he
lived,
was,
in,
he was on the Huxtable show.
Yeah.
he lived in New Hampshire.
Yes.
Oh, how about that? All right.
I think he's a Republican too.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Go Trump. We should incorporate some more political talk in our
Oh yeah,
lives.
so
I think
we
should.
got to say we're not going to be back. I think for 3 weeks,
Yep,
right?
we'll be
These-
back in the
You're getting
second
married.
week of June, second week of June. We'll be back. Yep.
And so, pre-congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
I'm
doing, I have no idea.
Megan is a sweetheart. I don't know what the issue is. I don't. You know, she seems smarter than that. But
And my wife Cheryl's getting operated on Wednesday on her hand, so good luck to her.
okay, so good luck to Cheryl.
Yep.
And anything else?
I think we got to say goodbye.
All right, we're out of here.
My mom was just 88, I think.
Wow.
I think we said that last time.
Did we?
Let's get out of here.
Perfect timing.
Get off our shoot.